Hi everyone, it's Sister Folk and my kitty Blue, and we just want to say hello and go over this week and let you know some of the things that are going to be important for us to do this week to be successful in the course. And he's been sitting here just fine. Now he wants to play with my headphones. Okay, bye. Blue's saying bye. All right. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to start out by saying that you guys have done a really good job. I know last week was pretty difficult. In addition to the worksheet, you had to do the draft of your magazine in InDesign, and there's a pretty steep learning curve since that's your first time working in an Adobe program. And I know it is pretty tricky to learn Adobe, to learn all the different palettes and the different tools, and we will continue to build on the things that you've learned last week, this week, and hopefully it will get a little bit easier for you this week as you have some time to fine-tune your designs. So great job last week sticking with it. I know it wasn't easy for a lot of you guys, so I'm proud of you. One thing I just wanted to share starting off is that I have a lot of hope for you, and I have a lot of understanding for where you're coming from. I know a lot of your lives are super crazy and busy. Some of you are working full time. Some of you are moms with lots of little children at home. Some of you are facing health obstacles and problems. Families having difficult situations. And I just want to share that I also have had a lot of obstacles in my way as I've been a teacher as well. I have my own little business that I run that does marketing. I'm in my Relief Society presidency. I have 2 small kids at home, and for some reason I made the crazy decision to homeschool them this year. So that's been an adventure, and I also get to teach. So I know where you guys are coming from when you say that you are busy and stressed, and I will pray for you if you will pray for me, and hopefully we will ascend together, right? Isn't that amazing? There's an amazing quote. Can't remember exactly how it goes, but I think it says, I lift thee and thee lift me and we'll ascend together. So hopefully as we root for one another and help each other out, we will learn a lot and we will continue to have some really good experiences in this course. So let's go ahead and get started going over the week. I'll provide you with a bit of additional information that usually students might miss to hopefully help you get all those little points that you could be deducted for. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll talk about this wonderful week. All right, so here we are, week 6 in the course. Obviously, we're still working in InDesign. Here is our questions and conversations discussion board. As always, if you have any problems, anything you run into with the course, go ahead and post it here, and hopefully your fellow students will have some good answers for you. If not, I'll jump on and provide some good answers hopefully as well. All right, now since I have this design open, I want to point out 1 or 2 things that could help you when it comes to your final submissions. One thing that people sometimes miss that is a requirement for this assignment and that really will help your designs look a lot better is that you have to have columns, and the columns should not be more than half the width of the page. Try to make them about 1/3 the width of the page, and that will be a lot better. 2-column layout means you need to have 2 columns on a page. You don't have to have 3 pages worth of 2 columns, but you need to have at least 1 or 2 pages where you show me you know how to do columns. Another thing people often miss is the 3+ headings or subheadings. So what does that mean? That means I need to see this on your design where you have a contrasting typeface, perhaps a contrasting color that is going to break up your article. Now, what if your article doesn't have those built into it? Well, that's totally fine. That's a great opportunity for you to create them. And you can go in and you can say whatever your next few paragraphs are about. You can say, okay, and then I don't want you to do a hard return. See how that's so much space between these? You can pull this up and you can play around with the spacing between the paragraphs. Okay. Another really cool thing you can do is you can make your first letter large. Let's see. And this always seems to evade me. Sometimes I have to search for it. Is it this one? This one? So there's a really cool trick of coming in to your type and making your first, let's see, I need to zoom out so that I can show you. It looks really nice sometimes when you have a large letter here to start you off on your design. You'll notice a lot of professional design pages do that. And might need to hunt around for it, not on this video, and just post and show you where it is. I believe it's in the character setting, but sometimes it surprises me and I remember it's over here. Let's see. Oh, see, right there. I have no idea how I can't remember where that is sometimes. Okay, let's make sure I'm on the right layer. It's going to be all of this large amount of font. Is that it? Okay, Barrow, here we go. All right, so when we are on this, it's selecting this typeface over here. So if we want to hide something, we just need to, well, we could do a few things. Let's just go ahead and shrink it and make this stay a little bit closer to the area it's in, so I don't keep on having that conflict where it's jumping to a layer that I don't want to be in. All right, let's see if I can now select that letter. A little bit easier. Arrow. Okay. Okay, another something kind of fun that you can do is when you have your columns all set up, you can create a really neat effect where you have the first letter of your paragraph really large. And how you're going to do that is you are going to just come in here to the paragraph palette and go ahead and select your first letter and increase. There is a delay. You probably don't want it that big. But let's put it like this. Let's follow the rule of making it bigger than we think we need to. All right, maybe a little bit smaller. Okay, like that. And let's see how that looks. Pretty cool, huh? So that's one fun trick you can do. Now, make sure your columns are wide enough that you never have only one word hanging out on a line. We don't want to see any widows. And I would probably move this column over a little bit because I think it's right a little bit too close to the edge of that page. Okay, so let's see if we created any widows. Nope, we didn't. All right, now another thing that you want to check is that you don't have any lines hanging out by themselves on the top of the page that are a part of the section before. All right, so a good example of that would be, say for example, I decided to end my column up here. And now let's look at the next column. See how there's only 1 or 2 sentences there? Oh, it would be even worse if it was like this. All right, so try to make sure you're avoiding that when you're doing your columns. Keep your, as much as you can, kind of try to keep the body together of the paragraph. Now, you don't have to have a new section at the next column. That's no problem to have sections at the end or relatively close to the end, but just don't have only a heading and then nothing underneath it, or only one line when instead it should be a part of the column before it. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump back to the pages we have here. Say we're about to save, we've made some final tweaks, things are looking pretty good, and we decide we're ready to put this onto Facebook. What you then need to do is just go in, export, and you're going to export it as a JPEG. Click Save, and now you're going to click Spread, make sure that's highlighted. Okay, and if you want, you can increase the resolution a little bit. And now you're going to have a nice 3-page file to upload to the Facebook page. All right, let's see. And that just stuck out on my desktop, so let's take a look at it and make sure it worked. And that will help your fellow students be able to see the overall cohesive look of your design and make sure that things look good, that there's an overall color scheme, that there's enough white space. Those things are really important. That's one thing I hope you noticed on this design. See how much white space there is? New designers have a tendency to want to cram a lot in. Now, say you're saying, okay, my article is super long, and I am having a really hard time getting all of my article onto the page. Well, I do not have any problem with you. Oh, it's going to fill it no matter what because I have a default setting on there right now. But I do not have a problem with you doing something like read more at lds.org, coolflowers.me. Okay, so you can do something like that. Don't make this crazy and big and like a sticker on the page. Just keep it nice, minuscule. It doesn't need to draw attention. Your images and your graphics are what should be drawing attention, as well as the title page, okay? But you can do this in order to get more white space on the page and make your overall design look a lot better. I have no problem with that. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And here we go. Here's our 3-page spread that we put together. Okay, so this is what you would then upload to Facebook to be critiqued. You still do need to upload a PDF into iLearn though. So here down at the bottom is how you submit your final. You will be saving your project as a high quality PDF and uploading that to the submission page. You'll also be creating a blog post just like normal. And so, a lot of you are missing this. Insert the direct link to your blog post in the text box that appears after uploading your PDF. I'm not getting, probably half of you don't sometimes upload this link. I really need it so I don't have to hunt around for your blog so I can give you a grade, because I grade the blog post from the blog, not from the PDF, okay? So make sure you're giving me your link so I can actually check to make sure your blog post is live. All right, I think that's about it. Oh, one thing I did quickly want to mention, if you're using any of these fonts, please consider changing them to something different. Literally anything else for Comic Sans. Same for Papyrus. Please no one use Papyrus. Here are some other examples of fonts that you can use that are more elevated. I see a lot of Brush Script. Please try something different than that. Brush Script is a default cool on Microsoft Word, and these Adobe programs, people love to use it. Bradley Handwriting, this is also one I see a lot. Please don't use that one. And here's Papyrus and New Roman. If you want to download a new font, remember you can go to dafont.com and it's going to give you a ton of different fonts, and it's pretty simple for how to see them, how to download them. I would not go crazy over here on Fancy unless you're using it for only a few words in the title, but there's some awesome sans serifs and serifs you can download. And if you want just something fun for a title, I don't have a problem with that. Say you want to download this, you're simply going to click here on the download. You're going to save the file, and then once the file is saved, you'll go ahead and extract it. Okay, so we're going to click to open this zip file. Here it is. All right, here's the font. You can tell because it's an open type font file. Double click, you're going to open this, and you're just going to click install, okay? So that's the way to install new fonts, so you can mix things up a bit. If there's more than one of these, go ahead and install both of them, because sometimes you might have a normal font and underneath it might have a bold or an italic, so that's really helpful. So remember dafont.com, that's a really awesome resource that you can use, especially for a nice sans serif. Let me show you just some of the category that's in there. Like, look at these. Aren't these awesome? You can use these instead of Arial or Calibri or a font that I've seen a lot. Okay? Something like this is pretty neat for a title. Okay, so play around with that. I don't want to take any more of your time, but I hope you all have a great week and that the course goes well for you. Let me know if you have any problems. Please remember there are tutors. I know there's a stigma with going to a tutor sometimes, but the thing is, this course is so visual. It can really, really help to sit down with someone like you would as if this course was not an online course, and watch and see how they do things in addition to the videos we make. Okay, it's super simple. You just sign up here. If any of you want to do it, having any issues or questions, let me know. You just go to online tutoring options, and you can meet with a tutor for a half hour, an hour this week. They can help you fine-tune your projects. It could be really, really helpful. All right, that's it for me. Let me know if you have any problems or issues. I hope you all have a great week, and thank you for the great work you're doing so far. Bye.